Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another book haul, guys. The last one for, well, a year, if you will. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to be buying any books in 2026. I have three exceptions for that, and I'll kind of get into them as we go along here, if you will. Debate on just getting those out at the beginning, but I figured, you know what? They'll tie into some books over here. But again, guys, not buying any books in 2026. That excludes if somebody were to send me something, which I never ask for. If you want to, I will happily take anything you guys send me within reason. But speaking of sending books, I know he's going to give me crap because I don't have them here with me. They are still packaged in the box in my truck downstairs. Jay over at Faceless Book Reviews was kind enough to send me some books. I believe it's 3 or 4 Jack Reacher novels, as well as a Western that he recommended. And so I have them. They're just down in my truck. So I just hadn't had the chance to take them upstairs, if you will. But again, super excited to have those. I'm looking forward to getting into the Reacher series at some point in time. I will probably do what I normally do and just wait till I have a good amount of them in case I absolutely can't stop reading them and I can just blow through all the books that I have. But guys, let's get into what do I have here. So these are going to be, most are going to be gifts, and some of these are going to be books I bought. I'm not going to lie, knowing that it was my last hurrah, if you will, I did go a tad bit overboard. I don't think I have but like 2 books on here that are used. I did buy new books, which I typically don't do. But they had some really good deals this season during the holiday season. If anybody understands that, it's going to be overbooked. That guy did a video the other day talking about how he felt bad for, buying all this stuff for during the holiday deals, and I had to tell him, man, they got me too, and it never gets me. But let's get into it, guys, and these are no particular order. Some of these we're probably gonna be mixing them. Some are gifts, some are not. But let's get into it, guys. First off, starting with the big boy here. My parents were kind enough to say, hey, we know you like to read. What's something that you've been wanting? And I said, if you want to, I said, you could buy this for me. You don't have to. I have these on my Kindle, but it'd be nice to have the physical books, if you will. So they were kind enough to buy me just the Stormlight Archive box set, books 1 through 4, the hardcover box set. I've been eyeing these for so long, just never pulled the trigger on. As you can see, I have Way of Kings out. I am currently reading that, but we have what would be Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, Oathbringer, and Rhythm of War. This was marked down quite a bit, drastically marked down, and so said, hey, if you want to get me something, I guess I'll get this. And so I'm just super ecstatic to have this, guys. It comes in this nice clam shell. So again, just super, super excited to have that. Again, just the artwork that goes on here will be, I'm not going to lie, I probably, whenever I do get my bookshelves back up and running, I will probably have those out of the clamshell and just have the artwork on there showing because of how nice it is. Kind of give you an idea. This is the cover for Way of Kings. Again, it's just I'm reading it and I don't read it with the cover on there. But that leads into what else did I get next. And I know for a fact I did buy this one. I did buy Dawn Shard, which is a novella that's part of the Stormlight Archives. I just saw this little hardcover book and I thought that'd be pretty cool to have to go with that. Just something to add to the lore of the Stormlight Archives, if you will. Next, guys, I did pick up, because I need to complete the series and have all the books in physical format, I did pick up some Longmire books. I picked up the Longmire Defense, Tooth and Claw, as well as First Frost. Again, these are books, I think it's 19 or 20 is the Longmire Defense, and then these 2 are side quests, if you will. What I will say is, when I interviewed Mr. Johnson, Craig Johnson, the author of Longmire, on the channel, he was talking about how this book was going to be coming out, and this was a couple years ago when I interviewed him, and I've been dying to get to this, so we'll definitely be reading these this year. And one exception for buying a book, the new Longmire book does come out in May. That's my birthday month, so that is one exception. I will be buying that on release day. I might actually splurge a little bit and get the autographed edition, just because I have most of these books in paperback, but I want one signed by him. If I can't go meet him, I need it signed at least, even if it's just when he has going down the line and signing the pages. Next, guys, I did pick up the second and the third book in the Harry Bosch. I don't know why I said that. The Bill Hodges trilogy, not Harry Bosch. That is Michael Connelly. That's completely different. I don't know why I said that. But the Bill Hodges trilogy. I don't have the third book here. It is currently en route to me. But I did pick these up on Amazon. Had a little bit of credit, if you will, and said, you know what? I liked the first one enough. I'll pick up the second and the third book. So looking forward to reading this at some point. I'm not sure, in all honesty, when I'll get to this. It'll probably be a little while, but I'm happy to have it, because again, I need as much Stephen King as I can get. Speaking of Stephen King, a little story here. I did buy a used copy of Thinner. I bought it used, and it was supposed to be like UK first edition, nothing fancy, just it was a really good price. And when it came in, it was described as like new or very good, and it was not. So I had to return it, and I'd just been kind of scouring eBay looking for another copy, because I returned that one. I already paid for it. I needed this to kind of help almost close out my Richard Bachman books that I did own, or owned, if you will. And lo and behold, I came across one that kind of goes well with my Bachman collection books. So I did, again, pick up Thinner by Stephen King. Again, the cover kind of goes with my Bachman book collection. So again, super excited to have this. It's got that nice plastic cover on the dust jacket. I need to find a way to get that for all my hardcover books. But again, super excited. This is one. My mom is not a Stephen King fan, but she's read this and she said that she really enjoyed it. So again, looking forward to picking that up eventually. Next, guys, sticking with the Brandon Sanderson, I'm going to move some stuff around here real quick. I did have to complete the Stormlight Archive, so I did pick up book number 5, and that is Wind and Truth. Again, just super excited. Look how thick of a book that is. Just super excited to have that entire series. I think it's not Dawn Shard. There is one, Edge Dancer or something like that, that I do not have. I know it's in a Brandon Sanderson collection. I debated on getting it, but I figured no point in buying the collection, because when I looked at the collection, it had that, but it had a bunch of stuff like Mistborn. I don't own the Mistborn books, and I didn't want to buy it just for that little novella. But what I did do was pick up some other Sanderson. I picked up a couple standalones just because, I love reading a series, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy even more just having a standalone book. Read the one book, it's concluded. So I decided, and I looked, on a side note, I did look at his Secret Projects books, and just none of them really stuck out to me. So I went back to the well, if you will, and I picked up Elantris, the 10th Anniversary Edition. Again, very, very excited to have this. Just excited to kind of see what this is about. I read the description, and it sounds very interesting. Not typically something that I might read, but from what I've read of Sanderson in the first book of the Stormlight Archive, I think I probably will enjoy this. And then I did pick up Warbreaker by Sanderson as well. If you hadn't noticed, I'm sticking with the hardcovers for Sanderson. Again, this just looks like it's an older Sanderson book, standalone, if you will. And the concept of this is very, very interesting to me. Again, very, very interesting Sanderson. I've seen some videos, and he seems like a very nice guy. Every video I've seen where he's interacting with people or interviews, he just seems like a great stand-up guy. So hopefully I might get to meet him at some point. I don't know. I know he goes to a bunch of conventions, I believe, but who knows? Next, I needed to get some more nonfiction going on the channel. And if you know me, you know that I am a huge history buff when it comes to certain things, especially the Old West, particularly, Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp, the Cowboys shootout at the OK Corral. So this is a book that I'm not gonna lie, I have been wanting for a while, and so picked up Ride the Devil's Herd, guys. Very excited to have this. Just again, this seems for whatever reason to be out of publication in hardcover, so I happened to get a very nice hardcover edition used on eBay. Next, guys, I did pick up another Stephen King book. I picked up Doctor Sleep. I did pick this one up used myself. Again, follow up to The Shining. I've yet to read this. I've only seen the movie once, and I saw it in theaters, and I own it. I've not watched it. I need to watch the Flanagan cut, if you will. But next, guys, this is the one that really set me back. I'm not gonna lie, guys. They had a buy one get one half off deal. I went with my wife to Target, and I never go there, but I just happened to go this one time, and they had a few of these, like 3 or 4 of these books, and of course it was the last 4 books in the series. But I said, you know what, buy one get one half off. I really want to read this series. It sounds interesting, so let's do it. So I ended up picking up the first 7 books of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Again, something that I probably normally wouldn't read, but the idea of this book and just kind of the description sounded interesting to me, and I couldn't pass up getting it. So I did have to order a few books on Amazon, but again, you can see the little Target sticker there. But I did pick up, again, Dungeon Crawler Carl's Doomsday Scenario, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. Yeah, Jay knows a little bit about this backstory, and he's probably going to be laughing at me or probably coughing for how much I spent on these. I picked up The Gate of the Feral Gods. Again, these covers just look interesting as could be. I'm not going to lie, guys. And these books, I bought these thinking these were going to be like palate cleansers for me between the Sanderson books and Stephen King books, and they just get bigger and bigger as they go on. The next, we have The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. And then we have The Butcher's Masquerade. Again, just getting bigger and bigger. And then we have The Inevitable Ruin. This is going to be another one of those exceptions. I think the 8th book comes out in May as well. And he has a book coming out in February. That's a standalone book. If I enjoy, and I'm going to do what I can and try and read these before May gets here and see at least the first 2 or 3, if at all possible, and see if I enjoy them. So that way I know whether or not to add book 8 to my list. But again, guys, that is it. That is the last book haul that I have for the next year. Again, it's an expensive one. Most of them give, some of them I did buy. But again, guys, like I said, just kind of want to hop on here, give this one last hurrah, and kind of show you guys what I have to read for the next good long while. As always, guys, let me know down below, what are you reading? What are you looking forward to reading? And let me know how y'all are doing. As always, y'all have a good one.